visitors from the stars. Out in the darkness, beyond the warmth of our sun, something ancient drifts through the void. A wanderer not born of our skies, but of distant stars, older than Earth itself. Astronomers have named it 3i-ATLAS. The third confirmed interstellar visitor to enter our solar system. It hurtles through space at over 130,000 miles an hour, carrying with it the chemical fingerprints of a place and a time that existed billions of years before our world was even formed. Its body glows with an alien fire, releasing gases in strange proportions never seen before in a comet. To scientists, it is a treasure, a frozen relic of a galaxy we may never touch. To others, it is a mystery, a messenger from the dark between the stars. And this is not the first time we've seen such wanderers. In ages past, sudden lights in the heavens were taken as omens, heralds of change, or warnings of doom. Today we call them comets, asteroids, and interstellar objects, with the fear, the awe, the wonder that has never left us. Welcome back to Whispered Chronicles, echoes of forgotten lore. Tonight, we follow the path of this cosmic traveler and those that came before it. Whispers of forgotten lore written across the night sky. The arrival of 3i Atlas on July 1st, 2025. Astronomers at the Atlas telescope in Chile noticed something unusual, a speck of light moving too fast on a path that did not belong to our solar system. As the data sharpened, its identity became clear. This was no ordinary comet. Its orbit was hyperbolic, a wide open arc that made one truth undeniable. It had come from the stars beyond, and it would never return. The International Astronomical Union gave it the name 3i-ATLAS, the third interstellar object ever confirmed. Before this, we had only seen two others. In 2017, the mysterious ʻOumuamua, long, narrow, strangely lacking the tail of a comet, passed by, sparking debate over whether it was a natural fragment or something more. In 2019, 2i Borisov followed, more familiar in appearance, a cometary body with a streaming tail, but still undeniably foreign to our skies. Now, in 2025, 3i Atlas joins their company, the newest messenger from a distant place. Unlike its predecessors, however, this traveler carries with it a chemistry unlike anything recorded before. As it warmed under the distant touch of the sun, it released clouds rich in carbon dioxide, far more than water vapor, an 8-to-1 ratio, the highest ever seen in a comet. Alongside it came traces of carbon monoxide, carbonyl sulfide, cyanide, and even nickel vapor. A toxic cocktail, yet a pristine record of the conditions in which it was born. Scientists believe this makes 3i Atlas staggeringly old, perhaps 7 to 14 billion years in age, older than our solar system itself. It likely originated in the thick disk of the Milky Way, a place filled with ancient, metal-poor stars. Long before our own sun was kindled into being, to study it is to hold a frozen fragment of the galaxy's distant past. For all its strangeness, there is no threat here. At its closest, it will come no nearer than 1.8 astronomical units, nearly 170 million miles from Earth. It is a visitor, not an intruder, a silent traveler who will pass by, leaving only data and wonder in its wake. But the question remains, why do such objects stir something deeper in us? Why do we look to the sky and see not only science but symbols? Why, when the heavens burn with sudden light, do we hear whispers of omen and prophecy? Echoes of the past, this is not the first time humanity has felt the brush of a stranger from the stars. Long before telescopes traced orbits and spectrographs revealed chemistry, the sudden blaze of a comet stirred something ancient in the human mind. It was light where there should have been none, a ghostly fire moving in silence across the heavens. In ancient China, such apparitions were called huixing broomstars. Their sweeping tails were said to cleanse or curse, a warning that dynasties would fall and emperors should tremble. In Europe, Halley's comet flared in the year 1066, and chroniclers wrote that it heralded the conquest of England by William the Conqueror. Across the Mediterranean, the Babylonians etched celestial omens into clay tablets, recording each comet as a message from the gods, a sign of plague, war, or the death of kings. Far to the west, the Maya looked upward and saw serpents of fire slithering through the sky. In their myths, comets were tied to the movement of great celestial creatures, messengers between the underworld and the heavens. Among many indigenous peoples of North America, fiery streaks in the night sky were not merely stones or ice. They were spirits, ancestors, or warnings that balance between worlds had been disturbed. Science has given us another language. We now know comets are fragments of ice and dust, leftovers from the birth of stars and planets. When they approach a sun, the frozen surface awakens, streaming vapor and dust into long, glowing tails. They are natural, explainable, predictable, yet the ancient awe still clings to them. Knowledge does not erase wonder. A sudden comet on the horizon still feels like a whisper from something greater. In our own age, that wonder has been reborn through discovery. In 2017, an interstellar visitor appeared, ʻOumuamua, the Scout. Tumbling oddly through space, its shape and motion unlike anything seen before. In 2019, Borisov followed, blazing a more familiar trail, yet still foreign to our solar system. And now, in 2025, 3i joins their company. But beyond the scientific record, these visitors echo the same feelings that our ancestors once recorded on stone and parchment. Fear, fascination, reverence, whether written in Maya glyphs, Babylonian cuneiform, or whispered around firelight under a canopy of stars, humanity has always looked upward and wondered, what message rides within this light? And every so often, the heavens answer, with a comet, a meteor shower, or a great fireball like the Tunguska event in 1908. When the Siberian forest fell silent under a blast from the sky, whether as gentle streams of shooting stars or catastrophic bursts of fire, the wanderers remind us the cosmos is not empty. It speaks, sometimes softly, sometimes with thunder. Patterns and mysteries, again and again, the story repeats. A wanderer appears in the sky, and humanity responds with both fear and fascination. The science is clear. Comets are fragments of creation, asteroids are broken stones, and interstellar objects are travelers pulled loose from other suns. Yet the patterns we see across history suggest something deeper. When the Babylonians watched the heavens, they recorded every comet as an omen tied to earthly events. To them, there was no separation between the sky above and the world below. One was a mirror of the other. The Maya and Aztecs saw serpents of fire, sky dragons twisting through the darkness, each appearance tied to cycles of death and rebirth. In Norse sagas, burning trails across the heavens were sometimes woven into tales of the great serpent Jarmungandr, whose stirring beneath the oceans would signal the end of days. Across the Pacific, Polynesian navigators studied the skies with reverence. To them, sudden stars, strange lights, or long-tailed wanderers were woven into patterns of guidance, signs of shifting seasons or messages that the gods were watching. For a people who crossed entire oceans guided only by stars, such omens were not superstition, but signals in the great map of the heavens. And yet, even in our modern age of science, the mystery remains. When ʻOumuamua passed through in 2017, its strange acceleration left some scientists unsettled. Theories spread. Was it a shard of rock, a sheet of frozen hydrogen, or something artificial? One respected astronomer, Avi Loeb, even suggested it could be alien technology, perhaps a probe drifting silently between stars. Most disagree, but the idea lingers because it fits a pattern older than science itself. The belief that lights in the sky are messages or messengers. Now 3i Atlas carries that pattern forward. Its chemistry defies expectations, its age reaches back to the dawn of the galaxy, and its sudden arrival feels almost scripted. We know it is natural. A comet born of ice and dust, not steel and circuitry. Yet the human mind cannot help but search for meaning. Why now? Why here? What does this frozen wanderer whisper as it passes our world? Perhaps that is the mystery itself. The cosmos is vast, silent, and indifferent. Yet again and again, it sends us reminders that we are not alone in the dark. Not alone because of other civilizations, though perhaps that too is possible. But not alone because we are part of a greater story, written in fire across the night sky. The serpent, the omen, the messenger, the probe. Each is a mask humanity places upon these visitors. What they truly are remains unchanged. But what they mean, that has always been in our hands. The present in context, and so we return to the traveler at the heart of our story. 3.1 ATLAS, an interstellar comet hurtling through our solar system even now. In late October of this year, it will make its closest approach to the Sun. At a distance of just under 1.5 astronomical units, a little closer than Mars. To us on Earth, it will remain distant, nearly 170 million miles away at its nearest. There is no danger, no threat of collision, but its safe distance does not lessen its importance. For astronomers, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Already, telescopes from Chile to Hawaii, from space-based observatories like the Hubble and soon the James Webb, are preparing to capture its secrets. Every photon of light it sheds, every wisp of gas and dust it releases carries information, clues to its birthplace, to its chemical makeup, to its unimaginable age. Imagine it. A fragment of ice and stone formed billions of years ago in the ancient disk of our galaxy. A relic from a time before our sun was born, before Earth had oceans or air. And now, across a gulf of light years and epochs, it drifts into our neighborhood. It's allowing us to glimpse its story for a brief moment, before it is gone forever. Already, it has confounded expectations. Its release of carbon dioxide so greatly outweighs its water vapor that scientists are forced to reconsider what a comet can be. The ratios of its gases do not match the comets of our solar system. They suggest a chemistry shaped in an environment utterly foreign to us. This is not simply another comet. It is an alien one, in the truest sense of the word. Yet even here, the mystery endures. Why does it release such unusual gases? Why does it survive at such age? Older than our solar system itself. How many others like it are out there, wandering the galaxy waiting to be found? Some scientists believe that interstellar objects pass through our system far more often than we once thought. That ʻOumuamua, Borisov, and now Atlas are only the beginning of a floodgate opening. If true, then, we may stand at the dawn of a new age of discovery, one where alien fragments, relics of other suns and other worlds, reveal themselves not once in a lifetime, but many times within a single human span. For now, 3i Atlas glides silently on, indifferent to our fascination. In a few short months, it will reach perihelion, blaze faintly in the void, and then depart. It will never return. But in its passing, it leaves us with data, with questions, and with wonder. The alien question. Not everyone accepts that. 3i ATLAS is simply an ancient comet. Among the voices speculating on its true nature is Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, who has suggested a far stranger possibility, that this interstellar object might be a probe, perhaps? Even a hostile craft built by a civilization beyond our own. The argument draws on a few mysteries. 3.1 Atlas follows a hyperbolic trajectory, its path through our system swift and open, never to return. Its coma is dominated not by water, as with most comets, but by an overwhelming surge of carbon dioxide. And unlike many familiar comets, its appearance is almost too clean, too smooth, leading some to wonder whether there is more here than ice and dust. Loeb and others have even gone so far as to propose a daring plan, redirecting probes already in space, such as NASA's Juno mission, or even orbiters around Mars, to intercept 3i Atlas and capture a closer look before it vanishes forever. The idea is bold and controversial. Media outlets were quick to seize on the story. Headlines spoke of alien spacecraft and extraterrestrial technology. Some writers even drew connections between the comet's arrival and prophecies of alien contact in 2025, like those attributed to the mystic Baba Vanga. Science, speculation, and mysticism, all entwined, feeding public imagination. But for every voice raising the alien hypothesis, there are many more dismissing it. NASA has emphasized that the gases released by 3i Atlas are fully consistent with cometary behavior. Even if the ratios are unusual, astronomers note that the presence of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, cyanide, and nickel vapor all point to natural processes, not engineered ones. Critics of the alien theory call it a distraction, one that overshadows the real scientific wonder of studying such an ancient interstellar object. Some even label it nonsense. And in fairness, even Avi Loeb has framed his claim not as a conclusion, but as a thought experiment. A challenge to consider possibilities beyond the ordinary. Still, the speculation lingers. Perhaps because it echoes a pattern as old as humanity itself. To see in the sudden blaze of a comet not only ice and gas, but intent. To imagine messengers, omens, or technologies drifting silently across the void, whether 3I Atlas is a relic of ancient stars or a creation of minds beyond our own. It holds our attention because it taps into that oldest question of all: are we alone? As we bring our story to a close, out in the darkness, 3I Atlas continues its silent journey. It does not know the names we have given it, nor the stories we have woven around its passing. It is only a fragment of ice and dust, ancient beyond measure, drifting from a place we will never see. And yet, to us, it has become so much more. To scientists, it is data, a rare chance to glimpse the chemistry of another star system, to study a relic from the galaxy's youth. To dreamers, it is a messenger, a cosmic time capsule bearing secrets from before our world was born. To some, it is even a question mark written across the sky. Natural wonder, something designed, a probe from minds unknown. But whether omen, relic, or machine, 3I Atlas reminds us of one simple truth. We are not isolated. Our solar system is not a sealed chamber. It is part of a greater sea, filled with wanderers, fragments, and perhaps even messages drifting endlessly between the stars. The Babylonians once carved omens of comets into clay. The Maya saw sky serpents blazing fire across the heavens. The Polynesians looked to the lights above to guide them across vast oceans. Tonight, we too stand under the same sky, watching another wanderer pass. The names change, the knowledge deepens, but the wonder remains the same. Soon, 3I Atlas will fade back into the dark, never to return. But for a brief moment, it has touched our world, stirring both science and story, reminding us of how small we are and how vast the night can be. And so, we wait for the next whisper in the dark. Another light, another omen, another traveler from beyond the stars. This has been Whispered Chronicles, echoes of forgotten lore. Until next time, keep watching the skies and stay safe.